Today we are going to go further on the series of Zotero 5.0 for Windows, the installation process. After downloading the file, we install it and follow the step-by-step procedure. And here I don't want to install it because it is already installed. After that, we start the program, which will have this interface. We have three panes, the right one, the middle, and the left. We'll have drop-down menus, File, Edit, Tools, and Help. Also, we have these icons, which are shown here. And on the left side, we have the container of all our collections of different references. So this is the main root, or the root of all the collections. Here we have the titles, which includes all the entries, and on the right pane, if we click, it will just show that specific item that we have. We can see different icons here depending on the entry. So here it is for thesis, here for a book section, here is for a book, here for an article, and here for example is for a conference paper. If we click here, we see the details on this side, conference paper, here the book section, and here the type is thesis. This arrow, it tells us that there is something beneath it. So here is the file that is attached to this entry. We will go to that further in future series. First of all, we would like to create a new collection. I have already created this one by clicking right click, either new collection for all your references, or you can just click this icon, new collection, and give it a name, or you can access from here. You can just add from the drop down menu, you can have a new collection. So there are different ways of adding, either to use the drop down menus or these icons to access different commands and tools, or you just simply right click and select the proper command that you would like to use. So I have named this one a temporary collected reference. As we said, we just right click and new collection. You can give it any name that you like. We can see here after the creation of this folder, it is almost it is ready and there is nothing inside it. Now we can start working with it. And this is the first step in creating our references. The second thing that I would like to highlight, that if we have different if we have different entries, there are different ways to access them, and also to browse different details that we would like to know. The second thing that I'd like to highlight before going further in the explanation, we have to install some of the the plugins or add-ins, which is important and very useful in our work. This is the file, Zot file, which will be helpful in our working. So we just download it, then install that program and follow the steps. I already installed it. We go back to Zotero. This is what we have. As we said, the left pane and the middle pane, and then the right pane, which has details of the specific item that we selected. We start from here. As we said before, if you click this one, you have different options. You have to collect. We have different options to access these entries. So here, if you click it, we have new collection. The second way is to right click to have new collection. The third way is to go to the drop down menu and have new collection and give it a name. The second thing that we would like to highlight, that many of the collections that we download from the internet can be stored in this container, and then further you can add other entries or other collection container, so you can just rename it and drag and drop all the new downloaded files or entries or references to your folders or containers. The second thing that we would like to highlight is this option, which is for new group or new feeds, that is sharing through the internet with other groups. And then we have here to add any collection like a book section, journal, article, pieces, and so many other things that you can add here. We have another thing, which is the add item by identifier, which is a magical tool that I like. In this tool, you can just type in or paste the ISBN of any book, for example, or the OIs or PMIDs, and then press enter, and you will find all the details of that entry. We'll see it later. Then we have this button if you want to add a standalone note or add a child note. Also, we are going to use it later on. Here we have the attachment, that you attach the entry that you have and link it to a file which is in the internet, or if you have already stored that file in your local database or in your hard disk, you can just attach it directly, or you can attach a link without adding the file in your database, and it is just referring to it in your local hard disk. Here for advanced searching, we have different options here, and you can define the criteria that you would like to search for anything. And here also another search, which you only select either the title, the creator, or the year, or you have different options like all fields and tags or everything. Here for the synchronization with your files and databases, you can just click it, so all your files will be stored in the cloud. Something more that we'd like to highlight in this episode, we have to first, before working with the program, we go to preferences and see what are the options that we have. This is the general, the user interface, the font size, and I prefer that you leave everything as it is, so nothing to do except if you want to increase the font size as you prefer. Then this is the second tab, which is for sync options. Of course, you have to register your name, and you have a username and password on Zotero, so you can have up to almost 300 megabyte of space to store your entries. And I prefer that you select one of these options, which is the first one, and sync automatically, and not to sync the full text content, because you have a limited space. On Zotero, which is 300, so only will take the entries and not the attached files. For file syncing, if you have the files attached to your entries, so there are different options like WebDev, which will give you additional space up to 10 gig, which is so useful, but you have to register and get your username and password, and then you type this path. Here, leave it as it is, or you can just select whatever you want. So if you have a file here and it is not shown or maybe deleted, so there will be a sync of the file from the cloud or the internet to your local machine, so as needed, but it's preferred that you keep it as it is so it will not create a lot of transactions and slowing down your machine. Reset here, you don't use it now. The search, there is something that we would like to highlight here. If you would like to see the PDF indexing, if you didn't install, there will be here different button. It will tell you to install a PDF viewer. You just click it. I already installed it. Then from time to time you can just click for update. This will help you to view the files. When you double click any article here or any file, it will just open for you the file. So again, we go to preferences, from edit, preferences. Then we go to the export tab. If we want to export the local database to another program, you just select the format. There are different formats here. I prefer, or we are using the API style version 6. Then we go to the site. Also, what you prefer in the citation, you just select if you would like to use API version 6, or if you want to use Chicago Manufo style 17th edition or IEEE, whatever you want, you can just click it here. Also, there are different configurations that you can use within the plugin, which is in word processor. This is the word processor. We can, if you have Microsoft Office or you have LibreOffice, you can install it as a plugin inside the program of Word. For the advanced options, we only focus on the files and folders for now. So if you want to know where are the locations, or where is the location and where are your files stored, you just click this button, show data directory. It will show you, and it should be stored at the storage. And here we have all the encodes for the database. If we click, we'll find our files are stored inside this folder. We don't have to bother ourselves to look for this. So this is to know where is the path of our files. As by default it is installed in Zotero. It is better not to change it, but I prefer to use another path so I can back up and restore it when available. Shortcuts, these are the shortcuts that are used if you want to have if you prefer to use the shortcuts when using the program. So all are here, and that is for the configuration or preferences of Zotero for now. We'll go further on the next session, how to deal with different issues of Zotero. Thank you very much.